Don't forget to like the video and subscribe. 95% of the viewers haven't subscribed to my channel. If you like my content, don't forget to subscribe. Liverpool are considering Sporting CP coach Ruben Amorim as a candidate to replace Jurgen Klopp at the helm this summer. Klopp announced on Friday that he will leave his post as Liverpool manager at the end of the season. The Reds are looking for options to take his place, and Correio Manha reports that Amorim has emerged as one of the possible candidates. Liverpool will have to pay around €20 million to Sporting in order to get the 39-year-old from the Portuguese side, but that figure is said to be no major obstacle for the Merseyside team. The coach's current contract runs until the summer of 2026. Liverpool will likely consider other potential replacements for Klopp before they sound out Amorim about making the switch to Anfield ahead of the 2024-25 campaign. Barcelona have been reported to be tracking Las Palmas' Sergej Cardona, whose contract runs up at the end of the season. Cardona has had a very good season so far under former Barcelona B coach Garcia Pimienta. The 24-year-old has been a standout for the side from the Canary Islands as they have risen up to 8th place in La Liga in just their first season in the top tier. As per Fabrizio Romano, the Catalan side are wary of Cardona's contract situation and have already been in contact with the players' agents to discuss a potential free transfer in the summer. Barcelona have made quite a few free transfers over the last few years as they continue to struggle with their finances. It is likely that the club could be targeting Cardona in a similar vein, and with the dwindling form of the now injured Alejandro Balde, the 24-year-old could very well step right into the first team for the Catalans. Moises Caicedo's agent claims Barcelona inquired about the midfielder before he made his £115 million move to Chelsea. Caicedo swapped Brighton for the Blues in a deal rising to £115 million, edging out Premier League rivals Liverpool in a bidding war. While the Ecuadorian international headed to Stamford Bridge, his agent Manuel Sierra alleges that Spanish giants Barca were tracking the former Beerschot loanee, but it quickly became clear they could not afford him. Yes, Barca asked, but it was an inaccessible subject for them. It was clear. In the end, with the fair play issue and so on, it was a complicated issue, he told. But yes, they did ask us, and well, that's where it stayed. There was no official offer, there were only soundings. The normal thing in the markets. Former Lazios sporting director Igli Ter has revealed that Manchester United made a bid for Sergej MilinkovicSavik ahead his move to Saudi Arabia. MilinkovicSavik had been the talk of the town when it came to potential midfield signings for the Red Devils ever since his rise to fame in 2019 with Lazio. However, the move never really came to fruition as Bianco Celeste's demands for the midfielder almost remained too high before he eventually moved to Al Hilal for €40 million with his contract running out. Ter has revealed that the club rejected a huge bid of €100 million from the Premier League side in Milan as well. Out of favor Arsenal defender Cedric Soares is reportedly attracting interest from Turkish giants Galatasaray and Besiktas. The fullback's time with the Gunners is drawing to a close, and all that remains to be seen is whether he will leave for free in the summer when his contract expires or before the January transfer window shuts on February 1st. Now, according to the Standard, Turkish sides Galatasaray and Besiktas are pursuing the 31-year-old. Cedric joined Arsenal in 2020 on a permanent deal from Southampton after a loan spell in the 2019-20 season. Since then he has played 61 games for the Gunners, and in the past 2 campaigns he has made just 6 appearances in all competitions. Arsenal outcast Fabio Vieira is reportedly attracting loan interest from a number of League One clubs. Monaco and one other French team have inquired about the 23-year-old, who has been short on game time this season. While he has made 13 appearances this term, just 2 of those have been starts. Therefore, some regular minutes could be valuable. Vieira joined Arsenal from Porto just over 18 months ago for a fee that could rise to nearly £35 million, but he has failed to live up to that hefty price tag thus far. With the Gunners being one of many teams trying not to fall afoul of the Premier League's profit and sustainability rules, getting the Portuguese international off the books may come into their consideration. Nottingham Forest are targeting Leipzig's Peter Galaxy this January, which could spell the end of a starting role for US ace Matt Turner. Transfer guru Fabrizio Romano reports that the Hungarian shotstopper is now on the radar of Forest and new boss Nuno Espirito Santo. If a deal were completed, it would be the third first-team goalkeeper Forest have added since the summer transfer window, along with both Turner and Greek international Odysseas Vlachodimos. Romano's report says the Bundesliga outfit are reluctant to let Galaxy leave, who has been a club representative for 9 years now, making over 280 appearances. Turner, meanwhile, has been an in-and-out starter for Forest of late, who seemingly cannot choose between the American and their Greek backup option. If the Hungarian international does join Forest in January, it could spell the end of a starting role for Turner, which would be bad news for Greg Berhalter and the USA. Bayern Munich are set to complete the signing of Galatasaray right-back Sacha Boey after their failed Kieran Trippier bid. The Bavarians have targeted the fullback to sort out their lack of depth at right-back as they look to fight back against league leaders, Bayer Leverkusen. As reported by Fabrizio Romano, the two clubs have had a verbal agreement put in place and the paperwork will soon follow. Florian Plettenberg of Sky Sports offers some further specifics, stating that Boey will sign a 5.5-year deal until 2029. With the transfer costing around €28 million in total. Following the closing of this deal, the Frenchman will likely arrive for his medical on Saturday. The deal had hit a slight hiccup as was reported yesterday when Bayern had their primary bid of €15 million rejected by Galatasaray as they wanted a package closer to €30 to €35 million. However, the Bavarians managed to reduce the Turkish side's demands due to Boey's willingness to join the German side. Algeria have reportedly tried to recruit Zinedine Zidane as their new national team boss after their early exit from the Africa Cup of Nations. Algeria finished bottom of their AFCON group following their shock 1-0 loss to Mauritania earlier this week, a result that cost coach Jamal Belmadi his job. Following this decision, the 2019 competition winners approached France legend Zidane about the vacant role, but L'Equipe reports the 51-year-old rejected the offer. Brighton boss Roberto De Zerbi has downplayed any links to Liverpool after Jurgen Klopp revealed he would step down as Reds manager this summer. After Klopp announced this season would be his last as Liverpool manager on Friday, Brighton head coach De Zerbi was quickly installed as one of the favourites to succeed him. However, the 44-year-old has repeatedly said he is happy at the Amex, is in talks over a new deal, and is focused on the Seagulls having a strong second half of the season. Newcastle United boss Eddie Howe says it's a possibility Joe Linton could be sold this summer amid a backdrop of financial fair play concerns. Joe Linton has been ruled out until May after undergoing surgery on a thigh injury. The 27-year-old is out of contract in 2025, and with the Magpies revealing they are under pressure to comply with the Premier League's profit and sustainability rules, manager Howe has admitted the Brazilian could leave, although he remains hopeful they will be able to keep him. Howe told reporters, he has 18 months left on his contract, so it's a possibility he'll be sold in the summer. I'm not a fortune teller, but it's a possibility. I hope that's not the case. I want him to stay. I love him as a person and player. But before a player signs a contract, he has to be happy with everything, and we are not there yet. Napoli's president has confirmed Victor Osimhen will leave the club this summer for either Real Madrid, PSG, or some Premier League team. The Nigerian international has been linked with a move away from Napoli for months now, despite signing a new contract with a release clause worth around £113 million in December. After hinting his future lies away from the Serie A outfit, Napoli president Aurelio De Laurentiis has confirmed the 25-year-old will head to pastures new after this campaign ends. Napoli's president told reporters, "We knew it since last summer. The negotiations for his renewal have been long and friendly for that reason. We knew perfectly that he will go to Real Madrid, PSG, or some Premier League team." Jamie Carragher would love to see Xabi Alonso replace outgoing Liverpool boss Jurgen Klopp and understands why he is seen as the natural heir. Klopp announced on Friday that he would step down as manager at the end of the season. Soon after the news broke, Bayer Leverkusen boss Alonso was tipped to succeed the German in the Anfield hot seat. The 42-year-old refused to rule out a return to the Merseyside outfit, and now his old Reds teammate has called on the club to make Alonso their next manager after Klopp. This is an end of a hugely significant era in Liverpool's storied history. Klopp has led the Reds to 6 major trophies, including the 2019 Champions League crown and the 2020 Premier League title. The German has made Liverpool a huge force on the world stage again, and choosing the right successor is key. Alonso is thriving at Leverkusen, who are unbeaten this season and sit top of the Bundesliga. An interesting few months lie ahead. Arsenal can complete their first January transfer of the month thanks to Bayern Munich's decision to sign Sacha Boey from Galatasaray. Bayern's decision to sign Boey for €30 million has been confirmed by football transfer news expert Fabrizio Romano and means that the Bundesliga champions are no longer interested in PSG's Nordi Mukiel, who had been seen as an alternative to Kieran Trippier. This opens the door for Arsenal to make a move for the 26-year-old before the end of the month. Manager Mikel Arteta is looking for additional strength across his defensive line, but particularly on the right, and the versatile Mukiel could bring just that. Although he is capable of operating as a centre-back, he is a dynamic attacking option down the right flank, and Football London suggests that PSG have given the Gunners the green light for a loan move for the former Montpellier player. This is touted as a risk-free deal for Arsenal, who have been depleted on that flank of their defense by persistent injury problems this season.